Hello, Tim from Fairplay now on the 14th of August 2023. So no videos from me for a couple of days, had the weekend off, but I have been editing a lot of the talks I saw at the Jam for Freedom last weekend. So many of those are now on my Rumble channel, my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description box below. And the latest one to go on there, there's a few other ones, some comedians and other things, but Patrick Henningsen of UK Column News fame hosted a really interesting panel discussion, and I filmed that, and that is now on there for you to look at. Very, very interesting. Anyway, I got an email from someone, thanks to the viewer who sent me this in, and it was linked to a YouTube video. And what the guy was saying, he is a retired guy, a photographer, and he wanted to earn a little bit of pin money to fund his hobby, basically. And so he set up something called an Amazon affiliate program, or he's a seller for that. And it's not something I do, so I don't know too much about it, but essentially what you can do is, once you're set up, if you like a product, say you're into photography and it's a photographic product, you can recommend it, put it on your site, put it in the description box under maybe a review video on here, and people can then go and click on it and buy it. It doesn't cost them any more to buy it from Amazon, but you get some money from it if you're one of these affiliate sellers. It's not something I do, but it's something a lot of people do, and it's not just Amazon. There's loads of companies that do this, and you can sell their stuff, help them sell their stuff, both large companies and small companies, but I think Amazon are best known for it now. But he was happily doing this. He just got set up. I think he was starting to get the odd sale in here and there, and then he fell foul of their algorithms, basically. And I'm not going to go into all the details. Basically, he broke what I thought were some very minor, petty rules. He'll describe it in the video. I'll leave a link to it, like I say, in the description box below here, and you can go and see it, and he tells you all the details. But yeah, a couple of very minor infringements got him a lifetime ban from this affiliate sellers program on Amazon. And I was just thinking, that's absolutely typical of these big tech firms. They just let their AI sort of go into these things, because that would have all been through AI. It would have been a bot who saw the infringements that he was doing, and then without any kind of humanity or any kind of judgment, they just see things in total black and white, don't they? And it's, this guy's violated this thing even though it's really minor, he's violated this thing even though it's really minor, and yeah, that's a lifetime ban. And you go and try and appeal these things, and the route to get to even speak to a human being, let alone start the whole appeal process, is so convoluted that you just end up thinking it's not worthwhile. So that's the position this guy found himself in. And okay, this video's slightly off topic. I don't normally talk about Amazon and stuff, but it's an illustration of the future we're headed for if we're not careful. Do we really want a future where our every move is monitored by unfeeling, unthinking artificial intelligence, by machines? Because you can't argue with a machine, can you? There'd be no, oh, yeah, come on, mate, you know, it's just a couple of minor infringements. I promise not to do it again. I only did it because I didn't know all of the terms and conditions, but now you've made me aware of them. Fair point taken. I'll make sure I don't do it again. And then if you're dealing with the human, they're likely to turn around and go, yeah, all right then, I can see that you're not some kind of scammer or criminal, that you're just a genuine person who's made a genuine mistake, and yeah, we'll let you off, or we'll just give you a 5-day ban or something, but after that you can come back on. No, there's none of that, because you can't argue with these machines. And as we go into a future where there's no human beings at all in shops, and you get a problem, you might go in there sort of quite late, and there's hardly one in the shop to do a bit of shopping, and you've got a problem, and then it's like, well, there's no one here to help me out. Never mind the lack of any kind of social interaction. You've got to think as well, there's plenty of people out there who live on their own, and their only human interaction all day long might be going along to their local little shop or supermarket outlet and doing a day or two shopping. They might, in the old days, they might have a little bit of a conversation with this shopper here, and this staff member stocking the shelves over here, and then the sort of person on the till has their getting their stuff checked through, and they're paying for it, and you can have a little bit of a laugh and a banter and that human interaction. And then, like I say, lonely people in the world, that might be their only human interaction all day long, or even all week long, and they want to take that away from people as well. So it's that loss of human interaction, it's that loss also of just having anyone there to fall back on when things go wrong. All you're dealing with is machines and artificial intelligence, and like I say, there's just no arguing with a machine. They just see everything in total black and white, don't they? And that might be the boundary, and if you're just a tiny bit beyond the boundary, that's it. You're not sort of allowed here ever again, or we're not going to be dealing with you ever again. And do we want machines, artificial intelligence, to have that kind of power over our lives? So going back to this photographer guy, he has potentially lost a hobby or a source of funding for his hobby, all because of AI, and they're not being able to make that kind of human judgment, and letting the guy off for, as far as I can tell, just really infringement of really silly minor rules. But that appears to be the future we're headed to. Don't know what you think. It's certainly not a future I want, and I think it's one of those things where we need to start voting for our feet. If these places, these companies, are going to be just using artificial intelligence and self-service checkouts with no staff members there at all, well, I'm sorry, but we're going to start shopping more. All right, you can't do it all the time, but start shopping more at your little local corner shop, your farm shop, all of these little places where you're guaranteed a human being. So, and I think that may well be a huge selling point for some of these smaller outlets, and even medium-sized and larger outlets who've got a bit, who have switched on a little bit more. That could well be a selling point. If you come to our shop rather than that shop, there's going to be human beings here for you to talk to, and you can come here not just to get your shopping, but to have a little bit of a actual human experience. And wouldn't that be ironic if that becomes a marketing catchphrase, a selling sort of tactic going forward? Anyway, I've rambled on long enough, so got a couple of videos for you to watch. The Patrick Henningsen panel talk that I talked about I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Also, this photographer guy and his run-in with Amazon, I'll leave a link to him in the description box below as well. And he comes out right at the end of his video with some useful hints and tips if you're watching videos on smaller channels like this. It is a bit of a job for us to get a bit of a reach sometimes and get out to a bigger audience, but he was saying that all you have to do to help a small channel like his one and my one here out is hit the like button, maybe leave a comment, maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and even doing things like just watching the video all the way through to the end, because if you click off too soon, only a minute or two in, that kind of hurts the algorithm. Okay, artificial intelligence, but this is kind of how you get around artificial intelligence. He was saying, basically, even if you're not particularly interested in something I'm saying on a particular day, instead of just switching me off after a minute, just let it go to the end, but just go off and make a cup of tea or something. And hopefully by the time you come back, me and my rambling will be over and done with, and then you can go and watch something else. But you also help me out as well. So that's kind of what he was saying, and I thought that was a fair point. Some good advice there, which I can follow when I'm watching smaller channels, and you can as well. Anyway, gonna leave it there. Back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.